No. Bob will never be in a singlet. I assure you.
I don't have gear. No.
Hacksaw Bob Walton spiel.
I do have I do have a 2x4 in my basement.
Crusher.
Signed by-
Crusher. Get you some green shorts.
The two
I want you walking into Thursday's event with a 2x4.
the two coolest things I
That
own
would be awesome.
are a 2x4 signed by Hacksaw Jim Duggan and a guitar signed by the Honky Tonk Man. Those are like my two
The
prized
Honky
possessions.
Tonk Man. I haven't heard that name in a long time.
I haven't heard that name spoken in a long time.
I haven't
heard that out of being
racist.
Bo said that the other day. She goes, "Wasn't that Vic Tanny?" And I'm like, "Vic Tanny? That's a name I haven't heard spoken in a long time." I'm like, "What are you talking about, Vic Tanny?"
Oh dear Lord! All right.
Are we talking about Cushionberry? Because we got
Yeah,
we
wrap it up a little bit.
So he gets pulled over. It's the whole racial profiling thing, even though nobody could see him in the
I'm
car.
gonna start doing that.
Exactly.
He's pulling me over because I'm German. Cracker Barrel's racist.
Sauerkraut.
No, Haas, I don't know if you know this or
Didn't
not.
you guys do that in the 40s?
No, we left Germany in the 50s, actually. My family did. I wasn't born yet, though.
They were there for the good years.
You know, remember Beaner's Coffee? Remember Beaner's Coffee, and they had to change their name because the
I'm
Latino
aware,
def-
yes.
So I'm at Cracker Barrel.
We're going to change. Yeah, we're going to.
Me and Dave have been talking about this for 4 years. We want to
Class
get
action lawsuit.
class action lawsuit to get them to change their name. Just
Because as middle-aged white guys, we're offended by the name Cracker and Cracker Barrel.
I can't eat there because I feel offended.
Every time I'm driving down the highway and see one, I feel
It's
pain.
mocking me.
They have good soup, though.
just to wave the middle finger at the whole PC process.
So just to make this way less fun and entertaining for a moment, I just want to say, what do you think Cracker refers to?
Me.
Apart from you. No, Cracker. You. Everybody thinks like it has something to do with some sort of unleavened bread product. That it has to do with like being white.
Saltines.
Yeah, saltine crackers.
It's actually short for whip cracker.
Oh, no, I know that.
That makes it a little less.
No,
fun.
it's in the racial slur database. I've looked it up. I've done research. I've written already letters, and I've sent
So
to
the
corporate.
lawsuit would mean nothing then.
No.
Are you familiar what picnic means?
Horse. Shit, who said the picnic? Was that you?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, no. Are you guys familiar with that? With people thinking that picnic means pick a Negro and hang him by a tree as entertainment thing instead of the French word, which means hang out on a lawn eating sandwiches?
No, I like the sandwiches part.
No, yeah, we've been told multiple times about this alternate definition of picnic. And
What?
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
I've never heard this.
It's French, and we know it's French because it's in books that are like.
You've just ruined my summer at Belle Isle this year.
You're not allowed to picnic on Belle Isle, Bob.
That's right.
So we got
Unless
us.
you got $10.
So yeah,
Right.
11.
No, it's 11. It's 11.
So-
God.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Cushionberry pulled over, wacky mayhem ensues. Now he's claiming racial profiling. There's a special investigator that's looking into it.
$2,000 in parking tickets.
But you got to know
Right.
what the
Is it really?
Yeah,
gotta know
suspended
what
license.
the
Yeah.
special investigator is looking into. He's looking into why the supervisor let Cushionberry go without
See,
an
and
arrest.
that's the
It's
wacky
not-
part, is
it's
that, like,
not due to the. It's
apparently
not due to,
9 cops showed up at that traffic stop.
9?
Yeah.
So this was an episode of Cops.
Oh yeah,
Was he
and
on fire?
And then the supervisor showed up, and you know he
Exactly. I mean, they should have filmed this.
Yeah, he flat. Well, apparently they would have, but the equipment was malfunctioning.
Oh,
That was part of the story today.
how convenient is that?
So the supervisor shows up and lets him go with the ticket for failure
Yeah,
to
the
operate
slap
his
on the
turn
hand.
signal,
All right.
which now he wants to fight because, well, there's no way they could have seen me operate my turn signal. Well, genius, if there's no way they could have seen you operate your turn signal, then there's no way they could have known that you were black in the car.
Right.
except that he was driving like a '92 Buick.
So apparently that's racist too.
Well, Mike and I are perfectly comfortable with our racism. We grew up in Detroit public schools.
Why am I included?
Leave
Because
me
you
out
are.
of your bullshit.
Because you are.
Wait, they're getting up and walking away. Wait, guys, come back.
No. I'm pretty sure that being a product of like Detroit public schools, I'm like seeing color. Yet no, I think in Skittles. You know, it's like,
Right.
it's like I don't know. This is
Like Chris Rock said, the most racist person is an old black man.
Oh, for the love of God, yes. But okay, so Ben and Mike, so Slash Detroit, what is it that you guys have going on, and what's the scoop?
All right. Well, so Slash Detroit is something that grew out of the Reddit /r/Detroit. It has nothing to do with violence.
Bob's familiar with that.
Yeah.
That's
Bob's the
how
only
Ben
one-
and I met.
And it's not like Slash, the gay fan fiction that's floating around the internet, because that's...
No.
How do you know about that?
Not yet.
I don't know what that is.
Hit the bell.
Send me a link.
Star Wars...
Send me a link.
Star Wars nerd. There's apparently a lot of like that's how. Yeah. Anyway,
No, it was supposed to be a podcast made about because I'm a moderator of the /Detroit subreddit, and so I was like, let's make a podcast, a netcast, a videocast about.
Bob actually got to know a moderator on Reddit. What a surprise!
Soon I will take over. No.
But
They don't like me on Reddit. I'm like the anti.
By the way,
thing.
this is how.
wait,
for
who
like,
are you?
By the way, that's how for like 3 weeks he took over the message boards on DetroitLions.com. Just so you're
No, it
aware.
only lasted like 2 weeks.
why by knowing a moderator? Or something?
No, they made me. They reached out and they said, "Hey, you post a lot. Want to be a mod?" I'm like, "Yes." And we used to run an underground Lions site. I'm like, "Oh my god, they're making me a mod." And it was a big joke. So
Now hold on, you're not anybody to do with Lions 101.
no.
Because I have to pull every time that guy posts an article to the subreddit. I have to pull it out of the spam filter because he can't get his ratios right to make it not seem spammy. It's just his name is like lions101.com and his posts all go to lions101.com. I was thinking maybe that was you.
No. We never did that when we had the site
No.
for years. It was like the same 10 guys for like 10 years.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, the same 10 guys.
We never wanted to grow. We just wanted a sandbox to poop in.
Right.
You know? Pretty much. It's really what all it was.
Well, so the idea is, I mean, /Detroit isn't the big idea. That's just something we kind of do because that's something we're interested in. But what we really want to do is content creation. My version of saying what we want to do is we want to make a place for the 4 million or so Metro Detroiters in this area to be able to make a show if they want to make a show, kind of like this studio is doing for radio. We want to do that for video casting.
Oh, unfortunately, we have perfect faces for radio. So we'll
You're right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Perfect.
We are not your key clientele.
We'll make Haase and Mackie our Mort, Krim, and Carmen Harlan.
Melinda.
Faces.
Oh,
for
yeah.
radio.
Wait, who is who then?
Melinda can be the face of
Oh,
IT
yeah,
and the
she'd
D.
do it. Yeah.
She would do it.
I want to know who Mort Krim is and who Harmon Carlin is.
That's right. Well, isn't
Mort Krim was
I own
Anchorman.
her knives.
Did you know about that?
Yeah,
If we're being designated, I want to know who's who.
No, you know Anchorman, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he knows who they are. He wants to know who he's being compared to.
Carmen
Yes,
Harlan.
thank you.
You are a black woman.
Fist yourself.
well, that escalated quickly.
So wait, so you want to be like a so like this studio's for like a house for the podcast.
Right. So
like a YouTube channel or like what
So different shows that we're planning on working on. We just bought a MakerBot so that we can make we can be like the kind of hopefully somewhat close to the leading edge of making shows about things to do with MakerBots and with like Arduinos and all that sort of stuff.
Okay, so
fill
for the
me in.
clueless, what's a MakerBot?
What is
No,
that?
for me, what's a MakerBot?
What
no.
do?
Yeah, Bob doesn't
you know.
understand how planes fly, so you really gotta.
No, Bob's not alone. I don't know what a MakerBot
There's
is.
actually a lot of controversy about how planes fly. Seriously, like
I have
how
no
wings
clue.
work.
Oh, pilots don't understand how planes fly.
Yeah, apparently they're landing in the wrong airports, but that's another
which
story.
just happened again.
I know. Yes.
Let's focus on the MakerBot.
We too low.
thing.
Yeah.
All right, so
Anyways.
the MakerBot is like your accessible version of a 3D printer, and we just grabbed one over the Christmas break.
Did you get the $2,500 one or the $6,500 one?
Man, why you all up
No,
in
the
my pocket, bro?
$6,800.
I want to know what you guys are spending, yo.
They got the metallic blue.
Does that come with its own
Mike,
ink
what-
cartridges?
Does it
or-
have all the bells and whistles?
Mike, what did
Is
we
it
spend
Wi-Fi?
on this?
So what does MakerBot have to do with film and video? Just
So
curious.
one of the things we want to do is actually do something like This Old House, where we're going around with a MakerBot, 3D printing, and we can walk into your place and say, "Oh, look, you're
We'll
missing-"
make what you need.
Right, we'll make what you need and teach you actually how to use it as a consumer instead of just like some.
Make what you need.
I saw there's a-
Well, Mike, give me an example. Like, make what you need. Like what? Like,
So, for instance, we
Like,
do
I
a-
really don't want to unload my dishwasher, so you'll come make me new plates.
Yes,
like is that?
I could definitely make you new plates. I can make you new cups. We do a lot of video stuff, so we're printing a lot of our actual accessories for our rig with a 3D printer.
Isn't
We're
it built
no,
on-
no. Wait a minute. Is this like Star Trek technology, like a replicator?
Yes,
Like,
Absolutely.
are we living in the
Earl
future?
Grey,
I mean,
hot.
no, seriously. I mean, all
little
joking aside, you're replicating stuff for your video equipment?
Yeah, it's,
what does
it's
that mean?
amazing. Like you can actually go in, download, an 800K file, wait an hour, and have a physical piece. That
But what is it
represents
made out of?
Plastic. So for the MakerBot, the default is plastic. You can also print in wood. You can print in metal.
Jeff, I saw a thing where they did it in England.
Well, we were talking about this.
Hang on,
They
they
made
did
guns,
a 25.
right?
They did guns.
Yeah,
but they
Cody
did
was here actually in Detroit about 2 months ago.
They had a concrete 3D printer. They did a 2,500 square foot house in 11 hours or something.
Yeah.
They replicated a house.
A house.
Yeah, you can
With
what?
a 3D printer.
And then when you
How big is the printer?
I don't know. Big as a house? I don't know.
Together.
One brick at a time.
Essentially, you can have something kind of like a crane be like your arm to unload this material, and you can 3D print a house, especially when you have multiple.
So we are living in the future.
It's
no teleportation
it's
yet.
here. I mean,
Can they 3D print me on an island? And when that's the case, then it's a future. Now,
No,
forget it.
but we could totally 3D print your dick
get it.
and make a giant dildo.
All right. So
if you're sick,
So it would not be to scale, is what you're saying. That's what I say.
well, in his case, we might have to put that 4-year-old warning on it. Might choke on small parts. Hey, I got.
Are we
my
at a
first
break
ding.
yet?
Whatever the hell the ding means I earned one.
Those are well earned.
yes.
But no, go back to the MakerBot thing. Tell us more about that. So, do you need a sample file to print something, or can?
Well, yeah, you have to have blueprints available.
Well, yeah, blueprints. They also nowadays we're getting into, especially if you follow CES. There's a lot of people coming out with actual 3D scanners to go ahead and just immediately digitize something. You can hop into SketchUp that Google used to own and very quickly make your own type of model and quickly print it out.
Wasn't it started for NASA so they could make tools at space stations? No, I'm being serious. Wasn't this? That's how this.
Yeah, but that's
technology-
where Tang and Velcro came from.
Right.
But see, I can see.
What's
I
wrong
can-
with Tang?
But see, I could conceive of walking into some sort of full body scanner, having the 3D printer scan my physical makeup, and having a 3D printer create a mannequin that looks exactly like
Yeah,
me.
they do that actually in the MakerBot stores in New York. They'll come in, they'll
Jeff,
scan your face and give you a head.
never let your wife hear that. 'Cause
But what I'm
you'll be
saying is,
obsolete.
no. What they'll say, then they'll hollow it out and put all the electronics in, and Google will turn that into a robot. We're done.
Dude,
We're society is over.
Dude, they just bought Boston. Fuck.
Yeah, they did just buy
Isn't
Boston
that-
Dynamics.
Isn't that
Yeah.
that stupid Bruce Willis movie?
Which
one?
Hit the bell.
Where they had all these idiots sitting at home and they had their robots to go to the streets because surrogates.
Oh, Surrogates, that's right.
Was that the movie called Surrogates?
It doesn't matter,
What
yeah.
a toilet movie. Then you go to their house and everybody's slovenly and
Yes, they're all there. Yeah.
It was The Sims, but in real life.
Right, everybody
Exactly.
looks like
That's
a
what it
model.
was. Exactly. It was
Nice.
The Sims in real life. Anyways, getting back on topic.
That's the one thing that you're doing. So I mean, what's the intent behind /video is
It's actually PishPosh.tv.
Right.
And we're actually looking to
Gotcha.
build an actual network. So one of the things we're working on is a show for learning how to program. We have Bins /Detroit, which is a quick 3 to 5 minute, basically roundup of Detroit news. We're also looking into 3D printing. We want to do basically a Discovery Channel that doesn't suck. Because if you've watched the last stuff on Discovery Channel, their biggest show is Naked and Alone, which is Survivor. And they're naked. That's what.
And yet blurred.
But you know what? That'll sell a lot of ads, unfortunately.
No, because they're blurred. Because
blurred.
that show deserves to be on Showtime or HBO.
Right, yeah,
they'll sell the the unrated version on iTunes.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
It's like those shows, and then the camera goes off, and then they all go eat lobster at the resort, like Survivor. It's all garbage.
But basically, we're looking to be like a revision. 5,
Where's your suspension?
or revision
Well, no,
3.
it's like your question is where do they poop, right?
Exactly. Did they just drop Jim and Susie? I gotta go take a dump. Why don't they? That's the stuff that's real. No, they want to see reality shows.
If they had a MakerBot, they could just print a toilet.
Oh no, maybe they'd have bicycles like you always wanted. Why don't they have bicycles?
What? To poop on? What?
No.
Oh, the end of the world scenario.
Yeah,
where
yeah,
we
we're
never
talking.
any
Yeah,
bikes?
yeah, he leaped into the whole zombie apocalypse
Yeah.
thing.
What's Stephen King's book about the?
The stand.
The Stand.
The Stand.
Yeah.
They talk about riding bicycles and them getting completely freaked out because it's like, well, shit, if I fall and break my arm, there's nobody here to fix
Right.
it. So
Yeah,
they end up
exactly. Yeah,
walking.
right. Yeah.
They were doing 3D printing. I heard they're doing internal organs,
Yeah, there are places.
Here's a
actually
kidney,
printing
like-
how
Wait, what do they mean? I still don't understand the
love.
Lego plastic.
Lego.
So there's multiple materials that you can print from. You can print in, metals,
How do you
glasses,
print in wood?
plastics.
Yeah, where
Stuff
does the wood
that's
come
like
from?
wood.
I mean, is it like IKEA furniture when it comes out? Is it?
I keep going back to the whole Star Trek thing. You just can't have wood inside some sort of computer that says,
it's round up on a spool, and it's actually being
you can put wood